Hello world, this is my first video, so let me start by introducing myself. I am a engineering and mathematical software engineer by profession. Mostly I also do robotics for fun, but sometimes I do this for work. As this is my first video, maybe I am not very good at this, but bear with me. I make this video to show how software can be integrated with robotics project. Okay, I have to say here that I am not making a step-by-step video to show how to do a successful robotics project. I am not teaching robotics here, but I'm just showing what is possible with a software extension to robotics. So it's just something that if you are interested, that you might start to do your own research through Google and other readings and prototyping and testing. So there's a lot of online references that are already available, and I'm just not going to add to that. This is how I look at a robotics project. So there's three major components: the hardware, then firmware, and software. So hardware is everything that is physical, and the firmware is a kind of program that you write on a computer, but you send it into the microprocessor that is in the hardware, and it sits there and it operates from there, and that is your typical robotics project. Um, so the software is an extension, and it sits in the computer, so it only works when you interface the hardware to the computer, either through the USB port, which is very common, or through Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. For this first video, I created a very simple robotics project just to display messages on a LED screen with inputs from the push button and serial monitor. So the list of hardware components is here, and for the firmware, I use the Arduino IDE, which you can download from the Arduino website. And for software, I use TCL/TK, and you can download that from Active State. This is the hardware as it is assembled, but you can see that nothing is turned on because at this time there is no firmware on it yet. So the screen shows nothing. In this second picture, you can see the hardware now that it has firmware on it. Little board with the red LED, that's the Arduino. So it has now got firmware on it. It is powered up through the USB port, so it lights up. And there is a screen that says Hello World. So whatever is displayed on the screen is controlled by the Arduino. If I'm going to press the yellow or blue button, it's going to say yellow or blue on the screen. In this picture, you see the serial monitor, which you can open from the Arduino interface. So this serial monitor is where you can observe the operation of your robotics project. And from here, in this screen, you can see a box right on the top. And this is where you can send instruction to the Arduino. So for what I did is I type in hello from this on the screen and keep enter. So you will see later in the video that the little screen shows exactly what I type in here. And in the second video, you will see a message is displayed on the screen. That is when I press the buttons. So now we come to the software part of things. So I use TCL/TK to write a very simple GUI. And here remember we are connecting through the USB port. So for I detected that my connection is through COM6, so I click to open the COM port. In this second picture of the GUI, this is where the hardware is in operation, and I have pressed the blue and the yellow button several times. And each time I press it, the time is captured. So now I can save this data and apply some form of data analysis to it if I want to. So of course, this is a very simple project and the data is meaningless at this time, but this is just to show things that we can do on software. We can save the data and we can analyze it. We have come to the end of this very simple project to show how software can be integrated with robotics hardware. Um, Maybe in future videos, I will try to show more custom applications. But in the meantime, if you have any questions or you want to discuss something, you can write to me in the email that you see on this last page.